hate vacuuming, you hate vacuuming. I hate mopping, you hate mopping. We all don't like it. Thankfully, we live in a world where we have robots. Welcome to our Ultenic T10 robot vacuum and mop review. Retailing at over $500 on Amazon. I have seen it on sale for $470. This is a significant investment. Let us help you make the decision if this is the right robot vacuum and mop for you. If you decide to pick this bad boy up, linked in the description, you will get a massive box at your front door. In addition to the robot vacuum, as well as the trash bin dust sucker extractor from the robot, you get a lot of things in the box. 2 extra HEPA filters, an extra side brush, a thank you card, the mop attachment, as well as an extra mop pad, the giant directions and quick start guide, a remote, some AAA batteries, 2 extra dust bags, there's one in here already, as well as the cleaner brush and string cutter to clean out the brush that is on the bottom of the robot. Now that we've got that out of the way, let's talk business. This includes a 5200 milliamp hour battery, giving it 280 minutes of runtime. I've never vacuumed for 280 minutes. I hope you never have to vacuum for 280 minutes. We won't have to, because this will do it for you. At 280 minutes of runtime, as well as this being a Lidar version of a RoboVac, meaning that it doesn't go in random patterns, it actually maps out your house and does very calculated rows back and forth, making it very efficient, means that it will cover 2,690 feet of space. That is great. For any of you that have a huge house, give me a call. I need a place to stay for a couple weeks. Obviously, the runtime is absolutely fantastic, but since this is a vacuum, you also care about how well this sucks. It has a max suction of 3000 PA. It does not do that all the time. It has different levels that you can control on the app, or it actually does it automatically when it senses carpet. It will go up to that max mode so that it'll be more effective on those harder to clean surfaces. As your vacuum is sucking, you obviously don't want all those particles flying about. You'll be happy to know there are 3 layers of filtration included in this RoboVac. There is a first silky layer, which that's the best description I have for it. They did not include a replacement. There's just one in there, and that covers up a sponge as well as a HEPA filter for 3 layers of filtration, so dust isn't going everywhere. The built-in dustbin has plenty of capacity for the vacuum to run, and then once it's done running, it will dock. It will back its caboose up to this bin, and then it will suck in the dust from the vacuum into the bin, into a bag, and this has 4.3 liters of storage, of dust storage, so this will go well over 60 days, at least from my experience. I'm at like day 45, and the bin is not very full, but we have all wood floors, so it's really not sucking up a lot. So that time period may vary. Either way, you will not have to empty your vacuum on a weekly basis, which is something that I had to do on the Eufy RoboVac 25C, which only had the back compartment for collecting dust. This can go much longer. I really enjoy this base. It does talk to you when it's emptying the vacuum, which is a little weird, and you can change that in the app. But the thing that I really like are the indicator lights on top that show me when it's charging, as well as when the dust bag is out of commission and has to be replaced, but also just the dust bags in general. Intelligent design, people. You open up the hatch to replace the dust bag and you pull the tab, and what it does is it seals off the dust bag, preventing dust from flying all about your house, which I think is awesome, because I was thinking I would pull this off and dust would just go everywhere, or I'd have to conceal it in a plastic bag. That is not the case. It's great. This does not stop there. It is not just a vacuum, it is also a mop. If you flip it over, we can obviously see the wall brush, which you can replace with a Phillips head screwdriver, the actual sucking and brushing head, which you can pull out to untangle things and utilize your cleaner like cutter thing to get strings off it. But there are 2 points on the back where your mop attachment can slide in. To utilize the mopping functionality, you do have to pull out the section of the back and go and fill it up with water. It does have a
580 milliliter
tank, which may not seem like a lot because it's not, but this doesn't use a ton of water for mopping. I will say that the mopping is not as effective as some one-hand mopping, nor would I expect it to be with something of this size. But what it does is once you fill this with water, you can set in the app whether you want it to both vacuum and mop, or just vacuum or just mop. If you mop, you have to obviously have this on. But if you do choose for it to mop, it will secrete water, dribble water out of some holes that are on the bottom of the bin where the dust collects and also where your water tank is, and that's how it mops. It does change the pattern of the vacuum so it mops in a traditional Y pattern to help it be more effective, but again, this doesn't do any intense mopping. It is good for someone like us where we have laminate floors, very easy to mop and clean up and wipe dust off of. But if you're thinking this is gonna get your grout in your tile, it's not gonna do that. I don't think they've developed a robot that can do that yet, and if they did, it would be very, very expensive.
That bin has been installed.
Yes, it talks to you. A couple of observations about the mopping functionality. When you do have the mop attachment on, the vacuum is much more susceptible to getting stuck, especially on like small bumps that it usually can go over fairly easily, but it gets caught on the back end and maybe the wheels come up a bit. Either way, it's more likely to get stuck. Additionally, this hasn't happened yet, but I think it may happen. The water tank, if it's not aired out, my thought is it may get moldy, so I would maybe put some bleach or other cleaning products in there to keep that from molding. I guess I'm doing an experiment right now of really seeing if mine will get moldy. I'll let you know in the comment section below. Last thing, just for clarity, this only drips water out. It doesn't suck any water in. It won't like have a bin that you have to empty after it's done mopping. Let's get this flipped back over and talk about the best part, or what I think to be the best part of this whole experience, and that is the use of the application. While they give you a remote to control this vacuum, you are not taking full advantage of its functionality until you install the app and get it hooked up. This will hook up to your wireless network via a 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi connection. The Ultenic app is available in the App Store as well as on Android. I will pop open the app on my iPhone, and you will see that I already have my device connected. The connection process for this is fairly simplistic. It will search for the vacuum via Bluetooth. It'll have you enter in your Wi-Fi password. This will connect to the network. You'll get a confirmation of that, and then you'll be able to control it from anywhere over the network. Once your device is connected, you'll see your vacuum here, and we will click in and we are met with a map. Yes, it maps out every room of your house as it goes, so it has a full floor plan of where it needs to go, and it will also show you a trail of where it's cleaned. Within this screen, we can start and stop the vacuum with the play button in the bottom left-hand corner. We can send it back to charging with the charge button. We can also see the battery level, cleaning time, and area cleaned. At the top are the different cleaning modes. I don't really utilize them a lot. The thing that I use is auto clean. I rarely use mopping because again, it's not really like full mopping and our floors don't get very dirty. You could choose to just have power mop. You will see the different boxes, the red and yellow colored boxes on my screen. Those are no-go areas that I've set under virtual boundaries. Under this, you can set areas where you don't want the vacuum to either mop or don't want it to just vacuum at all. You can set those independently of each other. So for example, in my kitchen under our dining room, there is a rug. I obviously don't want it to mop there, so I have that marked off so the vacuum doesn't go there. Some of the areas where I've blocked off no vacuuming, those are areas where it's gotten stuck before, so I don't want it to go there because I don't want it to get stuck when I'm not home. If we go back, if you go to the squares, again, there are some other useful settings like find robot, where it does a ding. You can empty the bin, which triggers it to go to its base and then have it suction out all the contents. But then the most underrated feature of the app is the ability to adjust volume. This sucker is loud, but you can quiet it down, and that is not something that I could do on the Eufy RoboVac 25C, and really kind of ticked me off because it was very, very loud. Other settings, you can see the water volume and you can adjust the suction power. So water volume is how much it drips, you know, for the mopping. Even extra high isn't a ton, so don't get too excited. But the suction power, you see the hyperdrive, which is that 3000 PA of suction, the normal, eco, and then off. Lots of things that you can adjust from this screen. All the functionality that is available on the app, as well as just the vacuum cleaner in general and its ability to map my house, is what really sets this apart from the cheaper RoboVacs on the market, with the addition that it can mop, so it's really 2-in-1. Vacuuming, mopping. But it doesn't stop there. If we go into the top right under the 3 dots, we see some more functions that we can really take control of this vacuum, like the room manager, where I can block out the different rooms of my house. If I only wanted to clean one specific room, I can simply block off that room and say go clean room 3, room 2, room 1. It really combined the master bedroom and the living room, but I just haven't taken the time to divide those things out. We can reset the full map if we want it to remap the whole house. I have no reason to do that at this point, but if you move, that'd probably be a good thing to do. The cleaning schedule, you can set when this is to go out, but some really cool things are the cleaning records, so you can see how much it's cleaned, the meters, the minutes, the time. Not that that really helps anything, but I think it's cool to know those stats. The parts life cycle is really helpful for keeping up with the maintenance of this. You know when to replace the filter, the side brush, as well as the main brush, and you can see the percentages there. The expected hours left to replace, I don't think that's fully functioning, but I think the percents are functioning. They've gone down since I've started using this, so it's working in my book. Some other things are you can change out the voice packet to be different languages, and you can set the auto empty base settings to not have it empty it every time it banks, which I don't know why you wouldn't unless you're really conscious of your power usage. I'd say just have it empty every time. The last main call out for this section is that you can get it to integrate with Alexa by logging into that account, but I have not done that because I do not have an Amazon Alexa. We've talked about the app, we've talked about the statistics on the vacuum and some of my experience. You want to know, should you buy this robot vacuum and mop? The reasons that you should buy are because of the great build quality. Love the dustbin, love the vacuum. Also, the great performance on hardwood floors. If you have hardwood floors, this makes total sense. I will say that it will never replace doing some hand vacuuming for those hard to reach places, and it won't replace mopping. That is just the nature of these robot vacuums and mops, but if you have hardwood floors and want to vacuum less, this would be something that's great for you. Also, I absolutely love the app and the amount of configuration that was included with this vacuum. It definitely sets itself apart from the Eufy RoboVac 25C and their application, with the mapping of your house and the ability to clean individual rooms and avoid areas where it gets stuck. That is a big win. And yes, you can adjust the sound, which is a feature that you don't know is a good feature until you don't have that feature. Just trust me on this one. Some of the watch points that I identified when using this product are that it does leave tire marks around the base, so if you're super particular about your floors, do note that it could leave some black marks from the tire. These aren't your non-marking soles from gym class that, you had to buy them in grade school. Watch points aside, there are some reasons that you shouldn't buy this product. First off, if you have a house of all carpets, I really wouldn't recommend a robot vacuum for a house that's all carpets, especially thick carpets. They just don't work as well as you want them to. I haven't found one that's good for carpets yet. If you have a suggestion, comment down below, we'll review it. Also, don't buy if you're never expecting to use a real vacuum again. Let us know what you think of the product in the comment section below. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to drop a like on it and click that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any future content. This means the world to us. Less than 1% of you are subscribed. It will help us grow the channel, help us review more products, and help us be more helpful to more people. Thanks for watching, folks, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bird out.